trying to see if I could go 5-0 to make up for the last set. Get Dewgong into Melmetal. Horrible matchup. Horrible. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we do upload daily PvP content, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Tony John Rowe, thank you for the support. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a team that has helped me climb over 300 points in 2 days. It's not my team, it's TheAsianMilkMan's team / Arroh's team, I guess. We're going to take a look at that, but first we're going to get into this giveaway for the $15 USA Google Play card. And let's get the code on the screen. It is right here, GU93L0T8TWR7EXV6. So this code will only work for US accounts in the United States. So if you're from the USA, go ahead and try it, see if you can get it. Let me know in the comments if you do get it. Good luck. Tomorrow we will have the final gift card giveaway, which will be $15 Canadian iTunes giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Now getting back into this team, I will have links to both TheAsianMilkMan and Arrow's Twitters, I guess, in the description. This team has Dewgong. I am running a rank 1 legacy Dewgong. Use my elite fast and charge TMs on this Dewgong and it has been worth it for sure. Medicham, I am running Power Punch. Arrow runs Dynamic Punch. Milkman runs Psychic. I'm running Power Punch. It's been working so far, but we'll see how it gets higher in the rank as I progress. But you know, we got 2 days left. Hopefully I can pull off this comeback, and let's get into the first battle right now. So first match appears against Venomancer 86. And he is going to be leading a Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk into our Dewgong. This is a rank 1 legacy Dewgong. Wasted both elite TMs on it because it's rank 1. And let's test it out. So here, I was trying to catch the rock slide, but first time using Dewgong, wasn't sure how quickly Galarian Stunfisk would get to it. This time, I do catch it correctly onto the Munchlax. So we have a lot of energy stored on the Dewgong now. We aren't down a shield. Totally fine. Catch the rock slide here. And Altaria is going to come in. Now, Altaria versus Munchlax is usually a decent matchup for Munchlax when he has the energy lead. In this particular situation, we did have an energy lead, but we were at a health disadvantage because of taking that rock slide. So let's see how this plays out. We are down a shield as well too because I was late on the switch into Dewgong. So not an optimal position at all. The Altaria farmed up a lot of energy here, and I assumed that if I shield here, maybe I could beat it or like farm it down. Huge mistake, obviously that's not going to happen, and it farmed a lot of energy. So I wasted a second shield here for no reason pretty much. I made the Altaria even lower for my Dewgong, which is horrible. And now we're down 2 shields with a Dewgong into a Galarian Stunfisk. Horrible situation, and you may be asking, how am I going to get myself out of this? Well, I'm going to start by throwing the Water Pulse, which goes unshielded. That's huge. Now I bring in the Medicham here. And we have no shield, so Earthquake. I'm mixing up with Registeel. Earthquake would hurt a lot. He went for Rock Slide for whatever reason, and that is going to give me a chance, I thought, at winning this, but the opponent has an Azumarill in the back with 2 shields, and I'm running a Medicham without Psychic, so what can I really do in this situation here? Well, honestly, there's not really much I could do, because our Dewgong, I think our Dewgong has quite a bit of health actually, but with 2 shields against the Azumarill, there's no way we're going to win. So I'm just throwing charge moves as much as I can here, and for whatever reason, our opponent is not throwing any energy. And at this point I realized he took so long, I'm able to switch into the Dewgong, catch this move. If this is an Ice Beam, that is epic. It is an Ice Beam, so we get no damage there. Look at how low that Azumarill is. I don't know what it was farming up all that energy for, because it's literally throwing nothing now. So it's gonna hit us with Hydro Pump. It's not gonna do anything. I don't have any shields to use, but look how low we've put this Azumarill here. And I was actually trying to I don't know if I was undercharging, I don't know what happened there, but I missed a lot of bubbles. Either way, the shield comes up. So we got 1 shield now. I'm gonna throw another Icy Wind here. And this Azumarill gonna have to burn both shields, which it does. And now he switches into the Galarian Stunfisk, which is actually going to allow me to farm up even more energy. because it was already so low and he backs out. So we ended up coming back down 2 shields with a Medicham locked into an Azumarill and won that match. After that, my confidence was skyrocketing. So next match against Athena Seer, Dewgong into Meganium. This is actually a favorable matchup for Meganium in the 2 shields, I believe, because it will get to the Frenzy Plants quicker than the Icy Winds. So I'm going to throw the Icy Wind here, and obviously Meganium has to shield this as well, just like we're shielding the Frenzy Plants. The thing is, if we go 2 shields, the Meganium will actually end up beating us. So what I decide to do here is go for the Icy Wind, and the fact that I got this Icy Wind off before the second Frenzy Plant is actually huge, because that gives me the option here to actually let the Dewgong take this Frenzy Plant. It's not going to survive, but I will get KO'd still after with the subsequent Frenzy Plant that comes right here. Now I figured if I shield this, maybe I could farm it down with Ice Shard. I don't know if there was lag involved here because I don't think the match plays out like this. But either way, I chose not to shield, and I'm going to bring in the Munchlax and farm up energy so I have an energy lead. Plus I have a shield. So I totally like the situation we're in right now. And let's see what they're going to bring in. They bring in a Registeel. So because I have an energy lead, I should be able to get to a Bulldoze here, which I do, and this is going to do quite a bit of damage to Registeel. Bulldoze isn't the best move, obviously, by any means, but still does quite decent. And the fact that he brought in the Registeel here made me think he might have a Stunfisk in the back, so I switched in Medicham here, hoping to catch the Focus Blast, which we did, and we are on point finally once again with these plays. And I was feeling so good in this set, everything was going right. Throwing the Power Punch at the Stunfisk, I did call that correctly in switching into the Medicham. I had a feeling he might have had a Stunfisk in the back, and we are looking good right now. I actually chose to shield this thinking it might be an Earthquake. We got baited, which is not great, but it's totally fine because we are going to be doing a lot from these counters as we keep getting this Power Up Punch boost. You can see these counters are really adding up, and the Registeel is going to come back in here. We're going to get off one more Power Up Punch, but the opponent chooses to back out. So we take that match as well. And let's move into the next match against the Ace Lancelot. You can see my rating here is 2570, but we went up a lot. So we see another Galarian Stunfisk lead here. And the surprising thing is that Dewgong will actually win in the 2 shield matchup against Galarian Stunfisk, which is pretty amazing to think about, but that's what happens. So again, I tried to catch the Rock Slide, I failed at it once again, but this time I chose not to burn the shield. And I was going to try to sack again, which we did correctly do, into the Munchlax, going to catch this Rock Slide. Now I have a lot of energy on the Dewgong, and I have both shields still. So this is really good. Azumarill comes in, and we have an energy lead. So this is perfect for Munchlax because with the energy lead, it's going to do really well, especially in this Azumarill matchup. So I'm going to spam these body slams right here. We actually get to the second one before the Azumarill could throw a charge move, so that's really good. And now that the opponent has actually chosen to not shield both of those body slams, I'm thinking about maintaining switch advantage, or rather regaining control of it. So I choose to shield this up. It's only an Ice Beam, but that's totally fine, because I know I can get to a body slam. This is going to put pressure on the shield, and even if he does shield this, I know that I could just shield his next move and commit to a straight lick down. So we are going to maintain switch advantage here, which is totally amazing because I know I can line up the Medicham with that Galarian Stunfisk. So Hydro Pump comes through, choose to shield that up, and we're going to commit to the lick down here. And now let's see what they choose to bring in. We have a lot of energy as well, so just gonna go straight for the Bulldoze here. I believe he did bring in the Galarian Stunfisk. He chooses to burn the shield, so now we're even in shields, and now he switches out into Meganium. So this wasn't good, but fortunately I did get the body slam off because this Meganium's gonna have a lot of energy. But remember, my Dewgong has energy too, so I switch out right into an Icy Wind. He has no shields left. This is gonna do a lot of damage. And we're not able to farm down, that's totally fine because this Frenzy Plant will knock out the Dewgong, but we could bring in the Medicham now and commit to a farm down, get an early energy lead, and we are just gonna go to town on this Stunfisk. Gonna throw the Power Up Punch here, gonna give us a boost to that counter damage, and we should be able to pretty much commit to a straight farm down at this point. Earthquake is not going to KO, so we are looking really good right here. You can see Earthquake comes through, does a lot to Medicham, but not enough to KO. And I actually go for the Ice Punch here. Honestly, we could have countered down, we could have thrown the Power Punch, pretty much anything would have ended the match here. But we do take that, and we are currently 3-0 in this set, running the Milkman / Arroh team. Kantok is up next. I guess technically it's Milkman's team because he made it first, but both really skilled trainers. Dewgong into Skarmory, so this is a good matchup for Dewgong here. And the way I like to play it is just to go for the Icy Wind. Usually I believe Skarmory actually does get to the Sky Attack first, because that's what I've been seeing in multiple matches. It seems like the Skarmory does get there first, but in this case we got to it first. He actually switches out, so I'm going to bring in the Munchlax here into the Deoxys. Could have, I guess, thrown an Icy Wind first before switching out, but didn't think it was necessary. Just wanted to get the Munchlax in there as quick as possible. Shield up that first charge move, which happened to be a Rock Slide. I'm going to throw the Body Slams now. Now with that Skarmory in the back, it does have energy. Don't really want to line that up with the Medicham, so I'm going to throw another Body Slam here. Very fortunate we got that, because that's going to command that he gives up the shield. And it looks like he's farming a lot, so he might be going for like back-to-back Psycho Boosts here, because that is a lot of energy, and it is a Psycho Boost. So I was trying to see if I could lick down in between that, but was not able to. So I'm forced to shield now if I want to keep switch advantage, which I really want to keep at this point. So we have switch advantage. We should be able to get to one more Body Slam. Gonna throw it at this Skarmory right here. And I'm gonna switch into the Dewgong, get off this Icy Wind before it could throw a Sky Attack. This Skarmory has a lot of energy. It probably has enough for a Flash Cannon at this point. So getting off this Icy Wind was really critical, because he goes for Sky Attack, which is going to be debuffed. He switches out again into Shiftry. Oh my gosh. You know what this means. You can see Snarl. We couldn't get the Icy Wind off CMP tie. That's totally fine. Opponent was probably really happy to not get hit by the Icy Wind there, but we got the surprise Medicham in the back, and look how quickly this Shiftry is going to go down here. 3 counters, it's pretty much gone. It's going to get off this Leaf Blade, which actually does an insane amount of damage to Medicham. That is crazy. Farm down. Opponent still has a shield, but the Skarmory was so low that we were able to farm it down before it could throw a charge move, end up taking that game. So we're 4-0, head into the 5th match against Dragon Yonsu, and we get Dewgong into Stunfisk, the normal Stunfisk, and this is this actually is an amazing match for Dewgong. And at the time, I hadn't done the sims for this, so I didn't really know. I thought, you know, the discharges might add up, they get to them very quickly. Maybe this isn't as favorable for Dewgong as I think. Totally wrong. Super favorable matchup for Dewgong. Opponent switched out, and at this point I actually chose to stay in here, and the reason I chose to stay in is because I thought that the Dewgong matchup wasn't as dominant with Stunfisk as it actually is. Dewgong wins in every shield situation, so I was thinking, okay, maybe I should stay in this match then. But upon realizing how dominant it was, I should have just switched out into the Munchlax right away. Instead I stayed in here, and you're going to see this is a huge mistake because it's actually going to affect the outcome of this game. So now this Azuma was also running Play Rough, which is not that great for my Dewgong. So now I switch into the Munchlax, but it's a bit too late because the switch timer is basically up. Gonna get off this Body Slam, and the opponent is free to switch into something now. And if they have a counter for Munchlax, you know, what am I gonna do? They have a Registeel. I'm down a shield here too, so this is not good at all. Trying to get to this Bulldoze. Focus Blast is going to come through. This will not KO. However, it's going to put the Munchlax super low. And I just barely get to that Bulldoze here. Now, it's pretty obvious I'm going to go for Bulldoze, I think, at this point. So wouldn't be surprised to see a shield come up. It does. And now we're even in shields. Registeel farms me down with Lock On, which is never good. Bring in the Medicham here. And the main issue with the Medicham is that the Flash Cannon actually does hurt, but he went for Focus Blast. So maybe he threw that right away anticipating something else to come in. but I got really fortunate with the Focus Blast coming through there, so that gives me actually a chance to win now. The main issue is that he has a lot of energy on that Stun Fist that he switched out of. So here the Registeel is going to go for another move, and it's Flash Cannon. I actually chose to let that go. Maybe that was a mistake on my part. Maybe I should have shielded. So Azumarill comes back in here. Gonna throw the Power Up Punch, which isn't going to KO. Switch into the Dewgong. Gonna get off this Icy Wind. So I'm applying a lot of pressure to this Azumarill. And now we get the shield, and that tells me that he has a charge move ready that he really wants to get off. And now I'm forced to shield here because the Medicham is way too low. Stunfisk comes in, I'm gonna get off this Icy Wind. You're gonna see it does a lot of damage, but it's a little too late at this point. I think shielding the Medicham might have been the correct play there, to be honest. Well, then again, we would have got hit by the player up, so the mistake was staying with the Dewgong and the switch into the Azumarill a bit too long. That was definitely a mistake. We ended up going 4-1 in a set where honestly we could have definitely have gone 5-0 if we made some better decisions. So 4-1 is a little disappointing, but I went up over 2600 in that set, and we move into this next set where I am once again 4-0. This is the very next set, and this is the 5th matchup here. So trying to redeem myself against Soarer 1216. Trying to see if I can go 5-0 to make up for the last set. Get Dewgong into Melmetal. Horrible matchup. Horrible. So I'm a little surprised the Melmetal. I'm like kind of annoyed. I'm like, come on, I just want the 5-0. So I switch into the Munchlax to catch here, hoping it's a Rock Slide. Obviously it's a superpower, because that's going to do a lot to Dewgong anyways. So he brings in Skarmory. I'm building up for 2 Body Slams here. Gonna throw this first one, really hoping I could get to the second one, but we'll see what happens. We do get to the second one. This Skarmory looks like it's trying to overfarm a little bit. It would be interesting to see if it committed to the farm down. I would actually kind of prefer that, I think. So I am licking away here. Thought I might be able to get to a third, but we're unable to. Skarmory is going to throw the Sky Attack here. Gonna knock out the Munchlax. And I was actually considering trying to go for the switch advantage there, so I don't align my Dewgong with the Melmetal, but I decided to just give it up and see what happens. See what his third Pokemon is. So Skarmory's gonna throw here, Sky Attack gonna come through. I choose not to shield this, and I'm going for the farm down here on the Skarmory. Melmetal is Drive Energy, and I'm looking to switch right away because I expect Melmetal to come in. So I'm waiting. Opponent is thinking, and they bring in a Azumarill, which really took me by surprise. And at this point I'm obviously not shielding because now I have the Medicham lined up with the Melmetal. So I was wondering, like, why would the opponent make this move? And I think the only reason he would ever bring a Azumarill in here is if he assumes I have a Grass type in the back. And if I have a Grass type, he does not want to align that with the Azumarill. So we'd rather bring it out now and have the Melmetal against the Grass type in the back. That would make sense to me, but unfortunately for him, we actually have a Medicham, and I am totally fine with this Dewgong taking these bubbles, putting in work here, and I love the fact that he is saving those shields for the Melmetal because they are going to be absolutely useless. Now he has a lot of energy stored, switches out to reset the debuff, but look at this, Medicham surprise in the back for that Melmetal. Rock Slide comes through, not doing anything. Gonna throw Power Up Punch here. And this game is basically over. All I have to do is save my shields for that Azumarill, which has a lot of energy. It could probably throw like 2 Ice Beams, but as long as I save my shields for that, we are good. So we get rid of the Melmetal, and we are going to shield this up, of course. Go for the Power Punch. I believe it's going to be like the 3rd boost to counter. So we're going to be doing as much damage as we possibly can at this point with those counters. And with the shield still intact, all we got to do is shield up and just commit to a straight farm down basically. Get to another Power Up Punch here. To be honest, we don't even have to throw any charge moves after this because counter is going to be enough. Opponent actually chooses to back out instead of throwing their last charge move. End up taking that game 5-0 after that. And we end up going up past 2660, and I ended up finishing that day above 2800 the next day. So really solid team. So overall, I've really been enjoying this team. Had a really positive set that day, continued into the next day, and I'm looking to see if I could continue it over these next 2 days, final 2 days of the season if necessary, and if I have a chance at rank 10, might try to play some sets on Monday to see if I could get there. Otherwise, valiant effort, but let's see what happens. Gonna give it a shot. Really enjoy this team. Shout out to the Asian Milkman and to Arrohh for both showcasing it on Twitch, where I learned how to sort of play this team, and it's really helped me regain some confidence and some points in Go Battle League. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.